Alright, how's it going, guys? Today we are working on the 135 right here, and we're going to be doing the oil pan gasket. As you guys can see right here, we got the oil pan gasket, we got the new bolts that you need to use whenever you replace the ones on the bottom, the bolts on the bottom. We got the man oil filter and liquid moly oil from SCP Euro. Actually, all this is from SCP Euro, but that oil is really good, the liquid moly. And like I said, this is from SCP Euro. So I basically started it a little bit just so the video was a bit shorter and quicker. So what you're basically going to need is one of these for sure, or you can make it yourself with maybe some sort of pieces of wood going across, but this was like 70 bucks, 60 bucks, somewhere around there, from Harbor Freight obviously. And first of all, you're going to want to drain the oil, because you are going to be taking off the oil pan gasket. So as you can see, I've already drained it, left the filter like that so all the oil drains out, most of it. So that's that. You'll need the 12 hook, which most likely will be in the trunk of the car. So it goes right here, threaded onto some threads you'll see right there. Pretty easy. And then just put the support bar, hold the engine up, tighten it a little bit just so it holds it up. It doesn't have to be super tight. Then we go down to the bottom. Well, actually, since we're up here, the next thing you're going to need to do is get one of these big Torx bits, T60 to be exact. I got this from Harbor Freight as well, just because I didn't have the specific one. Just so you can remove the tension off the tensioner, as you can see right there. That's the tensioner with that exact Torx size. Remove the tension, remove the belt. You really just need to remove it from the bottom, from the power steering pump, because you will need to remove that. Now we're here at the bottom, and just to make things quick, the only things you'll need to remove are the splash shield if you have it. I didn't have it anymore. And then there'll be just be 3 little Torx holding these this hose right here. One right here, one right here, and one a little bit more higher up, right over here, over there. They'll be on the subframe. You'll need to remove those before you drop it, because or also you'll maybe break this hose right here. It's a bit flexible, but you'll need to remove those. Other thing you'll need to remove is these 4 bolts, or actually they're nuts holding the sway bar bushings in. They'll be right here and right here. Those are pretty easy, those come off. I would suggest doing this first, and then you're gonna need to do the power steering rack. Loosen that up, just to make things easier. I actually don't think you'll need to like completely loosen it, but I did just to make things easier. There'll be one long bolt right here and another one on the other side, and then I'll just make the power steering rack loose. And once you're done with that, last thing would be the motor mount bolts, which are over there. There's 4 of them, 2 on each side. I think I replaced them recently and they came with these. I think it's like a 13mm, but you just remove those, take them off. I did that, or you can remove it from the top, but I found it easier just removing them from the bottom. That's why you still see them hanging right there, as you can see. But anyway, so once you officially loosen all that stuff up, remove it, you can start removing these big subframe bolts. There's 3 of them on each side. They're 18mm. There'll be one right here in the front, as you can see where this kind of post looking thing is. This right here. There'll be one in the middle and one at the very end. One right there. One in the middle. The one in the middle, I don't think I'll be able to show you guys, but there's one in the middle and the one on the side. So just remove those 3 on each side. And then I would get a jack and slowly drop it. That's what I did. I put the jack on the steel pad and I slowly started dropping it. And as you can see, now it's like sagged all the way down to the bottom. Now if you wanted to remove it, you would just basically have to remove these sway arms and tie rods and stuff like that off of the subframe. So once you do that, once you drop the subframe or leave it hanging like I am, you're gonna need to remove this power steering pump. There's 3 bolts to it, one right here, one right there, and one in the back, which I removed that one. And then after that, this power steering pump will come out. And then you'll be able to start loosening up all these oil pan bolts, which is what I'm going to do right now. Alright, so here we are with the oil pan finally out. As you can see, this is what we're looking at. I mean, it's just an old oil pan gasket, probably pretty crunchy. Honestly, not that bad. I mean, the rubber does seem old, and it is a bit hard, but there's been worse. But you can feel that it is a bit crunchy and hard. But that's why it's leaking. It wasn't leaking that much either way. But basically, I'm gonna give you guys a rundown of how I took it off. Like we last left off, I was taking off the power steering pump, and that one was bolted onto the oil pan itself with 3 bolts. They're right here, 1, 2, 3, and then the rest of them, all these bolts on the front right here, they're all the same size. The only ones that change are the last ones that go closest to the transmission. These 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I want to say, and then there's 2 that go to it from the like transmission housing into this, and that's 1, 2, 3 of them. I think there was maybe 4. No, it looks like only 3. So there was 3, which I didn't really notice. I was like, oh wait, why isn't it coming off? And there's actually 3 on the side, and those are different too. I'll show you guys right now. So these are the ones, as you can see, these are the ones that went on the side. They have a bit of a like taper to them, like without thread. And these are the normal ones. These were the majority of them. And then these are the rear ones right here. And they are all different lengths. As you can see, they're all different lengths. So you gotta make sure to leave them like how I left them. I'm gonna double check just because they did move around a little bit, but I tried to leave them as close as possible to the length. So I'm guessing these 3 right here are the same, and these 2 are the same. But always double check. Always double check. I'll make sure to put that down and double check that. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And then I took it out from the back. Only thing is, I don't know why, but the subframe keeps leaning towards the front. So I just had to like pry it down a little bit, like this, and then held it down, and it came right off. Now I just took a quick look down here, and it looks all okay. I checked the pickup tube, the screen. It doesn't have anything blocking it or anything, any sort of residue or plastic, or usually what it is like rubber from the belt. So yeah, the chain looks fine. Just a quick little overview. The oil is clean, no gunk or anything, so we're pretty much good on that point. So yeah, so now we're just gonna put the new gasket on here and try to seat it back up and put the new bolts on, and we'll be good to go. Alright, so this is where we're at right now. Then we put the new gasket on, and we put some zip ties on right here just so it doesn't move around. We can put it on easily. As you can see, I put some of the zip ties on right here and here, over there. Not in every single hole, just like in every corner when we're here, you know the deal. Just so this thing doesn't shift around. As you can see, it's pretty solid right now. So I can put it on and it won't move, and I can line up the bolts really easy. So they're just little cheap zip ties. They're like $1 or something. You can buy them a pack or something. But anyway, so now I'm gonna try to put it up there and put the new bolts on. I'm gonna put the little ones on just because they're the most easiest and probably line it up easier, and we'll see how it goes. Alright guys, so we are back, and this is basically the update. Alright guys, so this is the update of where we're at. We're basically done. Oil pan is in. All the bolts are torqued down. These right here go down to 8 Newton meters and then 90 degrees more. And the ones in the back go down to 8 Newton meters too, but they go 180 degrees more. As you can see, I marked them all down. I would recommend doing the same thing because you do want to do a crisscross, and then it gets kind of difficult knowing which one you already torqued down and which one you didn't. So I marked them down with like little paint, so that's why all of them have little paint, because they're all torqued down. And that's pretty much it. I already filled it up with oil. It's been about a few minutes now. I've been trying to see if there's any leaks. And so far it's been so good. And the only thing left now is just to put everything back in. Alright, so here we are towards the end of the day. Everything looks clean. Just ran it for a little bit, turned it on. Everything is working fine. So like I said, the only thing you gotta redo is tighten down is the rack and steering rack, whatever. 2 bolts, sway bar, 4 nuts, 2 on each side. Connect back up the little level sensor, the hose right here with the 3 Torx bolts that go one right here, one right there, and one in the back. And then other than that, just connect the motor mounts, take off the top support, and just make sure everything is okay, not leaking. As you can see, everything is a-okay, not leaking, dry like you want it to be. And that's pretty much it. And then and then put the serpentine belt back on. But you know, it's a pretty easy job. It's just time consuming, super time consuming, and you do need quite a bit of special tools like the support bar and a few jack stands and a jack. But I mean, I want to say this is almost not very beginner, because if you're a beginner you don't really do this. But I mean, if you have a few years maybe doing this, you could do it for sure. It's not that hard. It's just time consuming and the tools you need basically. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Saved myself like $1,000. That's how much the labor would have been. And yep, thanks for watching.